Welcome to my Mandala dotting art. I hope you enjoy my little art tutorial. I'm going to kind of show you my tricks and my lessons that I've learned. I've been painting for about 1.5 years. I'm making a set of coasters here, and these are repurposed coasters. They come from England. I found them at the thrift store, and these were castles of the Queen. So we've got Windsor Palace, we've got New Westminster Abbey, the Fall Castle, and all those are here. So I paint them with enamel. Let me turn down my music. First thing I do is clean them, obviously, and then I paint them with this satin enamel. You can paint them with acrylics, but you don't get this really professional finish that you see here. And then once I spray them with the enamel paint, once it's dry, I'll coat it with this clear gloss. You can also use a flat if you don't like it shiny. This almost looks wet. So I'm almost finished this set of coasters. And see how 3D it is. Some of these have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of circles. It's quite amazing to touch. And it's a meditation. So the Buddhas, this is their art. They did this to meditate. So I find this very meditating to work on this as well. And it's just sort of dazzling paintings that play with symmetry, harmony, and balance. And actually, Mandala in Sanskrit means circle, and Sanskrit is what the Buddha's language is. So they're a reflection of yourself in the universe, and they're supposed to guide you in centering. Whether you paint them or just have the art in your house, it can serve as a meditation tool. This one's a little bit fun. They're supposed to be symmetrical like this one. So a couple of these are all finished. I need to sign the backs. And each time I started this one yesterday, and after it dried, just before I started to record today, I sprayed it with the clear gloss. That way you protect your work. So my work is protected, it's sealed. If I make any errors today, I can feel safe wiping it clean without wasting and spreading all the paint that I've worked so hard at. So let's slip. This one's a true symmetrical. So I'm gonna sign the backs. So I do paint the backs of these coasters too, just so they're nice and clean and they're completely durable. No wine will stain on the white paint because it's got that. Each time I've done the 5 layers, I spray it with the gloss. So there's layers and layers of gloss. Makes it look prettier, and it also protects it. This one, you can see all the negative space which is the white. I actually dotted it over just for the texture is just absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna sign this one. And then we're gonna work on this one. Can you see? Oh yeah, that looks good there, doesn't it? So we're gonna start with this one today. So I'm gonna get my turquoise paint. This one I picked up at the dollar store, so I get some of my paints from Michael's, some of them from the dollar store. Just depends where I'm at. I find them all just as good. So again, before I work on this, I just sprayed it with the clear gloss. It bonds to plastic, it goes to wood. I paint on rocks. Before I start, let me show you my rock. I like working on a few projects with the same colors because you can't rush this. The more you rush it, you'll bleed your dots together. So if you have like a set of coasters, or let's say you're painting a picture and you've got a rock, a few rocks, then you don't waste all your paint. And in between dotting, you give it a little rest, let it set somewhat, and then start on another project. What happens is your paint sets better, and if you do get too close, they won't bleed together as fast. So you kind of learn from errors. But this is a rock that I found. I'm going to paint the bottom when I'm done. It's so huge. It's not quite finished yet, and I will clean up the bottom with some more paint. I'm working on this. I'm doing the fine little dots. You can see I still will probably do those maybe today. I don't know. Depends how long I want to paint. So I hope you can see that. The lighting looks great. So my tools. Here's my little teacup of tools. Most of the tools, these are actually called DIY, do-it-yourself Mandela stones. They have number 1 up to, I think, 28. That's the biggest one. And then I like these little metal tools with the ball. So there's like little tiny balls. I got big balls. You have to have your cleanup crew ready. So that's basically, now if you're watching this and you want to start, you don't have to go out and buy all the tools. You can simply just snap off the end of a Q-tip, use that. Any pens, pencils, anything round, just to see if you like it before you invest in all the tools. So I'm using my round tool here, and I'm going to center it right in the center. So this is the 3rd series of circles on this. Kind of want it centered as possible. Look it, I think that looks pretty good. Oh, I forgot to get my cleaning rag. Each time you want to clean off. So off screen, I'm gonna. Okay, so I've got the center dot. I think, where are we gonna start? I'll start the dots in the center here. So I need to find my finest tool, which is this one, I believe. No, this one. And I'm going to get some white. So I'm going to use my finest little tool here. I'm going to dab a little bit off because I want to go right in the center. So all this is dry except for that one I just did. Because these are the tiny dots, you have to be very precise. Uh-oh, I got paint over here. When it's the rounded tip, you don't actually have to be centered down, but the flat tips, you need to be really come down directly flat. The round tools hold a little bit more paint, so you have to be careful on the smaller ones. So you notice I'm tapping my tray. Because a fine tool, I want to put little dots. It's really challenging, so if you have too much paint, you'll cover up the... So I only have to double dip there on the little guys, or double dab. And these are dry, that's why you want to sit it, because it's nice to rest your hand here to balance. And I'm starting in the center rather than the outside, because it's easier for me to work from center out. so you don't slide your hands across your fresh work. So I'm being very careful how much paint, and when I tap here, I don't know, can you see my paint tray? No, let me move it in a bit so you can see what I'm doing. So those little dots, I'm tapping the paint tray. How's the lighting? See, so I'll do a little tiny dab, 2 little dabs just to take off a teensy bit of paint so I can control the dot. These ones are very laser focus. I think, hold my breath when I do these ones. So, and off to the screen, I'm wiping my rag. If you don't, the paint that's on here will collect weird shaped paint and you won't get a perfect circle. So that. You can actually tap it on the side to see how big it is. And you can see it adds such dimension. Even these tiny ones, you think, oh, you don't need to pop them in the center, but when you do, this has such a satisfying texture. When you saw that rock I just showed you, it feels fantastic to run your fingers across it. That in itself is sort of meditating. Also, to the Buddhas, this represents these circles in symmetrical formations, represent all the cosmos of the heavenly worlds. So it's kind of a very spiritual for them. So we're gonna add a different color on top of I'm gonna do the blue on top of this dark teal. So this is brilliant blue. So this is an acrylic paint. I'm gonna go up. Actually, I'm not gonna go up in my size of tool. Just be careful how much paint you put on. If you think you have too much, you're better off to wipe it off. So this might not show up for you right now, but can you see that? When it dries, you'll see this. Just adds dimension. Can you see that? So this pattern, I'm working my way from the corners in. So I'm not going to add any more to the center dots other than the double dots that I'm doing right now. Now this one, we're going to do a little different. Instead of centering the dots, I'm going up a size in my tool. I'm going to go right down. This actually might be too big of a tool. I need a little bit smaller, but a little bit bigger than the last one. There we go. What color was I using? White. So this almost looks like an eyeball looking down, or I call them peacock feathers, the way the dots. Little tiny wooden tool. I love these ones. Some of my tools I get at Michael's. Some of them I've ordered off Amazon. The numbered tools are really helpful because you can know what size you need next. Doesn't that look cool? I just sold a set of coasters and a artwork frame. It's on its way to Winnipeg for someone for Christmas. She's gifting it to her mother. Same colors that I'm working on here. This set is going to White Rock. I'm on Vancouver Island. I've shipped some coasters to Ottawa. So they're all over the country. I also do live painting shows on Poshmark. So you can go find me on Poshmark if you want to watch my live painting shows. I just randomly do those. And that goes it streams straight across North America. So I did one yesterday, and there's people from Maryland and all over Canada. It's really kind of cool. And one more. Okay. We are going to go to the turquoise. I'm going to use Tool 10. And we're going to use, I think, the turquoise over top of the dark turquoise. Let's see what that looks like. I like that. Oh, okay, a new song on. Uh-oh, I don't want this song either.
Then one day, a tune pops into my head. I jot down some dummy words. Nick and I do a quick head arrangement. Then we call the studio and sing it to crew. And the whole world explodes.
But they're just sort of falling off the side, those ones. So that was number 10. I have to remember that for the other ones on the corner. Okay, what are we gonna do next? I think we're gonna do white in this one. So we need to go, I think size 9 maybe? Nope, we need a smaller one. We need to use number 8. So this is the second layer. I'll do up to 5 layers. So let that dry. I'm gonna come over here. Go back to number 10. I'm gonna need to put some more paint in here. If it doesn't land even, you just use a little tool and flatten it out. There's an air bubble over here. More. I'm gonna have to buy some more turquoise. Almost out. And that's a big bottle. Okay, number 10. So you're just being careful, not putting too much paint, and you don't put really a lot of pressure. You let the paint sort of drip down and touch your surface. And then just push a little bit till it shapes to where you want it to. In the flat tools, you're trying to come straight on it. So there's a little air bubble. I gotta hold this so it doesn't slip. Right here, and there's a little air bubble. And if you can't get the air bubbles all the way out, I just put them in the center, because I'm gonna do some layering over here anyways. So now we're gonna go down to number 8 and use the white. I'm not centering, I'm doing the peacock drops. That's what I call these. I don't know what the term is, but they look like peacocks. Once you get all the layers, peacock feathers, sort of. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost. I'm gonna go back to number 10, back to the brighter turquoise. On the edge here, I just roll some of the paint off so it doesn't drip down the edge. What number are we using? 10 on this one. Now we need to find number 8. Oh no, see that? So this is where you get to see, that's why the Kleenex crew's here. So I'm gonna roll this towards the center. I'm trying not to hit the green. And this stuff's dry down here. This is wet here, here, and here. So I'm gonna roll my Q-tip so it sort of picks up. Looks like I cleaned that before. So there's still a little more here. So again, if you twist your tool, and because this is why you want to, after today when I'm finished working, I'll let it dry, and tomorrow I'll spray it with this each time, because you're always going to make little errors or drop your tool, and it would sure be awful if I lost these hours and hours of work. Look at that. So the bad blob is gone. And we're going to go back to tool 8 and fix that. See? Now it's perfect. But if there was a huge problem and I messed all this up, I could just wipe this one section off and start that over. Okay, now we're going to go to this one. We're going back to number 10, to the turquoise.
It's a season of firsts. John Glenn is the first American to orbit the Earth. We go out on our first cross-country tour. The label's raking it in, so they send over some girls when we hit Chicago at Christmas. And that night, I rack up a personal first. Oh, what a night.
I saw Frankie Valley. Oh, this paint's got some gobbies on it. Again, I need to, always on the ends I roll up. Just try and drag a little of this excess paint. So we're done with tool 9 and 10, back to 8. To this color here is royal blue. It's beautiful. What are we looking at? White. Looks pretty good. These colors are great together. Okay. Now I'm gonna find my, where is my purple? I don't think I brought my purple. I'll have to go grab that in a minute.
One weekend, Frankie and I drive down to Atlantic City looking for an opening act and come back with the Angels, a girl group with the #1 single. Suddenly, the road is much more interesting. 2 cars, 3 girls, 4 guys. Infinite possibilities.
Hey la, my boyfriend is back. And he knows I wasn't cheating. Now you're gonna get a beating. What made you think he would leave all your lies? No, you're a big man now, but he'll cut you down to size. Wait and see. My boyfriend back, he's gonna save my reputation. Hey la, my boyfriend.
myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that
Oh, I made a mistake here. I remember. I forgot to put, is that turquoise or dark turquoise? Turquoise. I put white dots here, so I have to cover these up before I can put the white there. And I worked on this yesterday, actually. So instead of wiping off the white dots, I let them dry, and I knew I could just cover that up. So I can't repaint the white on those ones, but tomorrow I'll put the white dots on those ones. Sometimes it's easier to let it dry and just do a dot over it, rather than with these tiny dots to clean it up. I cleaned that last one up because I had area to do it, but here, they're so tight together that you're sure to wreck everything. And being that the dots were symmetrical, I just used one color, you let them dry. So we're gonna do this last one on this side, then we're gonna overdo the center, and then we're gonna start working on another one. Good swirly whirly is what I'm gonna do next. This looks so cool though, right? Now with the flat tools, you usually have to wipe them every time. This tiny little tool hardly picks up any paint, so I'm not having to clean it every single time. Normally though, that's a must in this to be precise. Okay, so now I want to do another blue dot over here, and I think I would like to use, I need more paint in my little tray here. So the lower one is thickened up, and I'm putting the newer one in and mixing them together. It'll be a perfect consistency. And we're gonna try and, I want these to be as centered as possible. Looks pretty good. So I'm cleaning my tool off screen. Again, I want to do the exact same thing, if I can. I want a little more there. Oh no, we just did that one today, didn't we? So I can't paint over that. So I'm gonna let this one dry. I just sit them on parchment paper. Just gonna wash my hands. Okay. I'm gonna do my signature on this one. Where's this? So all I do for my signature, so this is my signature, a heart and 5 dots representing a T. I'll layer this up when it dries. I'll do a white and a turquoise. So that one's done for now. I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. What size did I use? That was 10. I want to make them all the same size. Okay, that one's ready for rest. Okay, now so this looks wet, but I just sprayed it with that gloss. This one's where it gets kind
Hey,
of
Jake,
fun.
got a minute?
You, Frankie? Always.
I'm in a little trouble.
How little?
150 grand.
Why isn't he standing there talking to me?
Because he can't sing my mother's eyes like I can.
You take care of family, Frankie. I like that.
And now, the Seabreeze Lounge is proud to present the return engagement of the international recording stars, the Four Seasons!
13. I'm looking for 12. There it is. Okay, we need more white. So this is a spiral. I kind of call it my twirly whirly. What are we looking for? Size 12, I think. Yeah. And then I just go down in sizes. I'm using 11. 10. 9. I'm looking for 8. Oh,
Empty shell of used to be. The shadow of my life is hanging over me. A broken man without a goal. Don't even stand a devil's chance to win my soul.
6. We're looking for 6. I'm gonna use 5. They're getting pretty tiny. And I need a smaller tool for that last one. That's too big. There. So I'm going to do all white and then I'm going to relayer the color that's on there. So let's do this one next. What do I need? Size 12.
Here's how it was. You're in public, you have a certain charisma, we'd do a show, I'd go back to the hotel, empty my pockets, there'd be 15, 20 cocktail napkins with phone numbers on them. What I'm saying is none of us were saints. You sell 100 million records, see how you handle it.
Oops, I almost put it in the green paint there. I'm looking for, oh, there it is, 12.
There ain't no good in our goodbye. True love takes a lot of trying. Oh, I'm crying.
That one's a little bit big. I don't like it, so I'm going to take it off. It should be easy. Oh, I grabbed a dirty Q-tip. There's just too much paint. So I'm twirling, rolling the Q-tip away from the other fresh paint. Look at that. It's almost clean. That's why I spray it with that enamel. No problemo. Okay, let's get back to this. So I hope those of you that are wanting to start or already doing mandalas, you're enjoying this. I've taught you a few little tricks to save you some time. But this is really, it's like reading a good book. It's like meditation. So the center circles, I'm not gonna dot over. It's gonna be a ring around my, okay, let's go back to, I think, number 11. This one's just sort of running off the edge of the coaster. I need one more. Oh, I needed one. Okay, I need to, I think 12? Maybe 13 on this one. That one's pretty big. Gotta be careful not to put my hand over there. Gotta go wash my hands.
This other one just for me. Solo album. The president of the label isn't interested.
I don't know, Bobby. It's too hard to be pop, too soft to be rock.
You want to get a hit song, it's like the Stations of the Cross. You got to get past the record company, the program directors, the DJs. And if you're lucky, you get to the people. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stay. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me right. There are no words left to say. But if you feel like I feel, please let
This one needs a signature. Ooh, I should, gonna sit that one off to the side for a second. Look at this. I found this container and it fits this perfect. I didn't know. So this is a set of coasters. That one I signed with orange. This is a set. I'm just putting parchment paper in between them because this one I call buttons. Here's another twirly whirly. You can see once it gets, this has 4 layers. This has a taupe background. They look Egyptian almost in these colors. Cut that one. So these are really durable. They're not breakable. I did learn the hard way, don't paint on any tiles or coasters that are breakable because the condensation sticks, and I've watched them smash to the ground after putting like 20 hours into some of them. So look at this one. This is with the swooshes. I love this one too. So those I've been working on this fall. And look at that. I bought this container without them with me. Fits perfect. Okay, let's go back to the twirly whirly. What tool will I grab now? I think we need 13.
You're just too good to be true. Working my way back to you, babe. The burning love inside. Yeah, I'm working my way back to you, babe. And the happiness that night, I let it get away.
Did I just do that white one in the middle? I can't remember. No, I don't think so. Ooh, I better use the right color.
Thought I could have my cake and eat it too. But how I cried over losing you. See me down, but I ain't got to go living my life without you. Every day I'm getting by, I'm paying girl till the day that I die. I keep working my way back to you, babe. The burning love inside. Yeah, I'm working my way back to you, babe. And the happiness that night, I let it get away. Every day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Working my way back to you, babe. The burning love inside. Yeah, I'm working my way back to you, babe. And the happiness that
This might be an easier way than spiraling out like I was doing. Every time you do a project, I find a new trick. Because I'm using the same color, why am I spiraling it out?
glad you kept the key.
This is quicker.
Been waiting here. It seems
Okay,
a
I
million
need different
years
music.
to me. But hush now.
This is better painting music. Okay, let's go up the size. That might be too big. I don't like that either. Yeah, this is better painting music.
Some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood. Hop a flight to Miami Beach or to Hollywood. But I'm taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line. I'm in a New York state of mind. I've seen all the movie stars, their fancy cars and their limousines. Been high in the Rockies, under the Everglades. But I know what I'm needing, and I don't want to waste more time. I'm in a New York state of mind.
This is a great painting tune.
It was so easy.
So this should be very meditating for you guys too. I'm zenning out at this point here.
Out of touch
Happy Sunday relaxing.
But now I leave
And you're welcome.
give and take. The New York Times, the Daily News. It comes down to reality, and it's fine with me, 'cause I've let it slide. Don't care if it's Chinatown or Rotten Riverside. I don't have any reason left them all behind. I'm in a New York state of mind.
I think we're running out of white paint.
Out of touch with the rhythm and blues.
Just mix the old paint with the new paint so the consistency is nice.
New York Times, the Daily News. Comes down to reality. It's fine with me, 'cause I've let it slide. I don't care if it's Chinatown or Rock Riverside. I don't have any reason left them all behind. I'm in a New York state of mind. I'm just taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line. 'Cause I'm in a New York.
I had a boo-boo here yesterday, so I'm gonna clean that blue up. Just add a little paint. Again, that was another spot that was more dangerous to clean up yesterday than it is just to... Right here, I'll do it here too. You can see a tiny bit of green coming out, so I'll just use my finest tool and draw a line through here. Green will be gone. Doesn't that look cool? Oh, this looks so cool. couple more.
Hey, ask you, what was the high point? The Hall of Fame, selling all those records, pulling Sherry out of the hat? It was all great. But 4 guys under a street lamp, and it was all still ahead of us. The first time we made that sound, our sound, everything dropped away, and all there was the music. That was the best. That's why I'm still out there singing. Like that bunny on TV with the battery. I just keep going and going and going. Chasing the music. Trying to get home.
Last dot for today. Look at that. So I'm going to carefully pop it over here. So what do we have to do? This signature needs the, oh, I've done this one, it's finished. That's this one. Isn't that awesome? And touching it is very meditating. This texture feels fabulous. Okay, this one needs a, I think that's the top. So I want to do my signature here. I just drag it, circle it, just to get pen or ink, or sorry, paint on my tool. And you just want to do this slow. No point rushing this. The paint likes to drag when it's nice and slow. Let that one dry. We can bring this guy back into the picture. So what I'm trying to do now, I wanted an arc with little dots, but those are really, really challenging. Maybe I should let this one dry a little more. So this one has to dry because what I want to do is work on the outside here, and I need to do fine, tiny little arcs. I want a bunch of little arcs going into the center. So I want to put my bottom of my hand on the corner, so this has to wait till tomorrow. So last thing I'm going to do today is finish these little dots on around the outside. I need a bowl to put this in because it's an oval rock. So I think you can, oops, see that? The lighting, let's change it for you on this one. I want you to see what I do here. It's really cool. I hope you guys can see this. Let me turn my camera or my light. I need some more paint.
Usually I ain't the type to stay up all damn night thinking about someone else. It's hard to be fine when your heart's on the line, and the truth is I'm going through hell.
Ooh, that was my wrist that just snapped. So this is just so that's too much paint on my brush here, on my tool. These dots are a little tinier. Start with these guys. Where did I start? I don't want to touch it, so I'm going to let that dry. I think we can do one more set right at the back. But then I need to let it dry so I can slide it over to the other side. And then I'm going to wrap this up. I do check any comments. So if anybody has questions on my products or anything at all regarding the dotting art, message. You can follow my YouTube page for future videos or jump online to my Poshmark site. And it's, what is my handle there? Blake Tanya 18. I do live shows there, as I mentioned. I also do clothing shows and sales across Canada there too. So. Probably doing a show tomorrow night, weather permitting. Okay, I have to stop and let this dry. Isn't that a fabulous rock? I found it on the river when the salmon were spawning. So we'll work on that one tomorrow. The set's almost finished. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Ciao, Bellas.